Zoom and YouTube to start talking to each other? Hope everybody's doing great today. There we go. There we go. Yeah, we put that here. There we go. Paste that here. Paste that here. And we are cooking with gas. All right. Me just put this over here. Share my screen. Let me share my screen here with everybody so that we can all feel like we're in this together. And that's how we roll around here. Good morning, and good morning, everybody. Give me 1 second. Just want to put on the futures here, and we can begin. Good morning, everybody. Let's see who we got in here. We got David, we got Zen Master, we got Carrie, Carlos, Richard, Armulfo, I got it right. Kenneth, Brian, good morning. I hope you're doing well, Brian. Ivano, Tom, Carlos, Heather, Robert, David, Jody, Dr. Serena, my actuary's here. Vice is here. Thank you so much. Thomas is here. Wade is here. Timothy's here. Rosalind is here. CJL is here. Omar's here. Darren. We got Richard. Boy, we got a lot of people here today. Richard, Deanna, Karen. Good morning, Zoe, AK Karen. Clay, Mike, Frankie. Penny's here. Good morning. Cam, good morning, Cam. Can you imagine this hurricane? What an insult to injury, right? Right when I come back from New York, we got another one to welcome me. They follow me around, right? Fred, good morning to you. Jim, good morning to you. Dennis, good morning to you. Let me say hello to everybody here before we start. I don't want to miss anyone up here. Kim, Todd, Brian, Henry, Tim, Rice, Howard. Good morning, Howard. Sandra, Tanya, Vernon, Lewis, Shannon, Ricky, Ray, Dave, Jill, Eagle Beagle. Good morning, Eagle Beagle. Armulfo, we got it right. Herbert's in the house. Dave, Jacques, Dr. Serena, look at that, our actuary. And here's my email for anybody who has a trading question. Now, if you're going to send me a list of 30 stocks to look at, I'm not going to do that. But if you ask me a specific question, I'll gladly answer it for you. The more specific you can get, the better it will be for both of us, okay? Don't ask me, Roger, with a question mark, stock ticker symbol. My response to you will be the same ticker symbol with a question mark. The more you put into this, the more I will put into this. That's how this game works, okay? Thank you. Now, as far as Flying Ronin's in the house, Richard, good morning to you. We got Heather, Art, Liberty, Flying Ronin, Vivice. So anyway, let me just share this. This storm is supposed to be pretty bad. My daughter has already shifted from Tampa to here. She's renting an Airbnb with a couple of friends, so she's out of the way. We don't have anybody in the South. I'm praying for anybody who's in the Tampa area. We have employees who have shifted here as well. We had Amanda and her husband. I'm a little concerned about Lance. I don't know if he's going to come out here or not. I'm gonna reach out to him a little later today because he's right there. You guys know that, right? Lance is right in the center of all of this craziness. As far as our schedule here, we're not changing any schedule because we don't know how things will be. If you recall, last time I didn't have power till about 8:20 in the morning, and then everything was fine. So we're just going to play by ear, okay? And we're going to hope for the best. But I will tell you this. I made my wife a promise that I'm going to get a generator once this is over. I think I'm the only guy left in this subdivision that doesn't have a generator, but I'm a little fed up. So I am going to get a generator so that in the future, unless the internet is off, I guess we can always tether, but we shouldn't be interrupted any further. But I've got you guys covered. I will be here. I have no intent on taking any time off in the next few days. So I will be here. I'm not leaving anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. And as long as our internet is working, I will be giving you guys unadulterated trading advice from Jacksonville. All right. Yeah, get GNRC. Exactly, Sabrina. Hey, that was one of my recommendations yesterday in the pit. Well, one of my suggestions in the pit. All right. Don't forget Customer Service Live. If we did not have Customer Service Live with Gustavo and Cam, I would be SOL. I would be so busy doing work that I'm not qualified to do. So, folks, if you want to know how to install something, if you want to know how to put something together, if you want to know, make sure your scanner matches ours, if you want to make sure you have the right code, if you want to make sure you're not delayed, I'm making up all this stuff to prove the illustration that Customer Service Live is the place to be from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. It will help you guys get straight up. Rich, good morning to you. And let's thank Richard once again for opening his personal life up to us, and showing us his account, his statements, his September performance yesterday. If you haven't seen it, please check out the recording from the VIP room yesterday. We broke all that down, and in the next couple of sessions, I'll reach out to Rich and we'll coordinate, and maybe we'll have him on live. I don't want to put you in a position where you're not comfortable, Rich. So again, it's all up to you. But we do have several other people like Rich that have been sending me things similar to Rich, and I'll be posting them to you as well. But we have several folks who have been adopting the Roger Scott methodology of trading, and they have been, to say that they've been doing good would be like an understatement. They've been like killing it, destroying it, and obliterating it. So I'm very, very proud, and let's continue. Let's begin this session, okay? So first things first. Let me just move this here. Futures are now, as I go through this, okay, this will be a little helpful to you, okay? I usually don't do this, but as I go through this, I want you to keep your mind and your eye and your mind's eye on this. So this is the S&P 500, okay? Notice, yesterday we went down quite a bit, but it was Monday, and we didn't end on the lows, and we didn't break the lows, and we couldn't even break these levels. And I did tell you several times, that the odds are we're going to stay in a consolidation, okay? And we are still in a consolidation. And when you're in a consolidation, you'll have several days where one day will go down, the next day will go up, the next day will go down, the next day will go up. Basically very, very choppy and unidirectional, bidirectional trading action without any directional bias. I just posted a link to my VIP room for everybody if you guys want to come at noon. There's the link. And you can see we're right at the 8-day moving average. We couldn't break the 50. Let me just show you guys something interesting. I'll just do this really quickly, and then we'll move on from here, because a lot of what I have to say is relating to this. So, hey, Randy, good morning. So I want to make sure you guys have this in your mind's eye as I go through the analysis, okay? So, look, we touched the 15-day EMA yesterday, but we bounced right off of it. And at the same time, we're still in a choppy trading action. And remember what I told you yesterday. When you're in a choppy trading action, you don't want to trade breakouts. You want to trade pullbacks, because you're just doing this. You're grinding. So if you're going to buy a breakout, you're going to get your breakout right here, right there. And then look at my mouse. Right there, you're going to buy your breakout. And what is the market going to do? It's going to continue chopping you up. So the best thing to do when you're in a consolidation range is to wait for a pullback. We did yesterday. I should have waited for a little deeper pullback, but I was patient enough till the end of the day for the swing trading programs to wait till the end. And we bought right at near the low of the day. I have a dual gas, saves me numerous times. Oh, that's good, Rebecca. That's good. Yes, and the reason why I didn't want to do Generac as a featured trade was for the same reason why I didn't want to buy shipping stocks because these things can turn on a dime. For example, if we find out that the storm is dissipating, Generac will be down 5-10 points and you wouldn't have a way to get out. I don't want to put you guys, you see, I want you guys to understand something, okay? When I'm looking for trades, I'm not necessarily looking for the trade to give you the best profit. I'm also looking for the best trade to defend your ass if things go against you. I have a couple of hats that I have to wear. I have to be the parent in the room too. So a lot of times when I'm giving you trades and they may not, and you're like, well, why didn't he give us this one? I'm sure a lot of people in the pit yesterday were like, you gave us Generac as a watch list trade, but why didn't you pick Generate as the actual trade? Because what would have happened this morning if we heard that there's no more tornado? Do you know where Generac would be this morning? To a point where you wouldn't be able to recover and get out of it in one piece. And you know who you would blame? Me. So instead, I put you in a stock that doesn't have that same risk profile. My point is, I'm always looking at a balance between risk and reward when I'm giving you trades. Whereas most of you are just looking at, well, what's my upside? What's my upside? What's my upside? No. What is your upside in light of the risk? Okay. What is your upside in light of the risk? Thank you, Dr. Serena. Let's see if we can get 500 today, right? Yes, does he? And it was on my list several times yesterday. But again, I'm explaining to you why I didn't want to. For the same reason I didn't want to buy shipping stocks, because stocks that move up based on unforeseeable events also move down based on unforeseeable events. And an unforeseeable event is an event you can't predict. And if you can't predict an event, then you know what you're doing, does he? It's called gambling. And I'm not a gambler because I don't want to be a sitting duck. All right. So as I go through the analysis, keep in mind, we're choppy right now, and I expect us to remain choppy. And that means we're going to stay within this channel for the foreseeable future. Okay. Also, we got a downgrade on 3 FANG stocks yesterday, and that put pressure on the market. Typically, these downgrades, especially by third parties, they don't have a lot of staying power. So there's a good chance we're just going to bounce right back up and remain within this range right here. Now, keep that in mind as I go through this analysis, okay? Because it's going to conclude to where we are right now, and I want to see if the analysis takes us to this conclusion or if the analysis takes us somewhere else. Penny says, example of unforeseen risk when the ship got stuck sideways in the Suez Canal. Exactly. All right, so futures are up this morning. Nice 100-point move on the Nasdaq 100. The Dow is up 74. This is just a hair. This is still random data. This is not meaningful data. I need to see about 130, 140 here, and I need to on the Dow. And here I need to see about 110, 120. But this is getting better. This is moving better. I like what I'm seeing so far. 10-year note, big problem here. Big problem here. Why? Because basically the Fed's action had zero impact on the economic market. Matter of fact, their action shows that we are back to where we were right now. We're back to where we were in the beginning of the summer. Okay? So the bond market's sitting at the 100-day moving average. If we break the 100-day moving average, the next major, and I want to show you guys this, if we break the 100-day moving average, and I don't think we're going to break it unless there's some fundamental data, and that's not coming till Thursday or Friday, right? So I think we're going to remain choppy in this market. And again, remember I told you I'm going to be going back. That's a good question. When is landfall expected? Is it the middle of the night? Cam, I think middle of the night tonight. I believe, or early morning Wednesday. Yeah, or early Wednesday. Early Wednesday. You know what's interesting? Oh, I wanted to tell you guys. So last time we had this hurricane, the winds in my area, when the power went up to 40, 45 miles per hour. I looked at the projections for the wind in my area, and they're expecting 27, 28 tomorrow at the highest. So it seems that this hurricane is not going like this. It seems like it's going more like this because it's going to have a lot more impact on Orlando. So it seems like it's going across more horizontally than vertically, if that makes sense. Yeah, Heather, somewhere between tomorrow night and early Wednesday. Early Wednesday. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue. Um, so again, let's see if so I believe we're going to consolidate and we're going to remain here. I don't think unless something really drastically happens due to this hurricane, I don't think we're going to go down further on the bond market. Also, you'll notice we have a lot of consolidation immediately below this level, and we have the year. What happened here? Okay, and basically we have a lot of consolidation here. So I do believe we're going to remain here at least till FOMC. No more rate cuts, Ray. Good morning, Ray. Hope you're doing well. I never see you here in the morning. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope your health is starting to come back to normal. No, I don't think we're going to get a rate cut. I don't think we're going to get a rate cut. Um, because look at the job report. It was fantastic. We still have everyone belonging on the beaches here going to be ugly. Sorry, JB. Oh, so okay, I got it wrong. I got it wrong. Penny has it right. So one day further, Wednesday night. Wednesday night. I thought it was earlier. Penny, you read three different news sources and they tell you three different things. Anyway, I think we're going to hold right here, at least till Thursday. Okay. I think we're going to hold because I don't think the bond market's going to want to make big moves ahead of the big report. And also, if the employment numbers are good, we may keep consolidating. The odds are very strong that the bond market's going to remain between the 50-day and the 100-day moving average. Okay. All right. Let me just see something here. Let me see something here. There we are. Okay. I wanted to show you the daily nearby because I wanted to change it to daily nearby because this takes into account the VWAPs. And here, let me change this one. I'll be changing it to October pretty soon. But you could see right here, we have the 200-day moving average, we have the 100-day moving average, the 200-day moving average, and the year-to-date VWAP right at the 200-day moving average. So, and we have a huge amount of liquidity here. So I doubt very seriously the bond market will break below the 200-day moving average. But even if oh, my dogs are going crazy. I am so sorry about that. I hope you guys can't hear any of this. It's maddening. But I believe in the worst case scenario, we'll hit the 200 and we'll hold here, but the Fed will stop any kind of rate adjustment at that point. Because what are they going to say? What do we need to adjust rates for? Employment is hunky dory now, right? And we're not seeing any wage pressure. See, they're putting themselves in the corner once again. They could have just not done anything and kept their mouths shut. Anyway, my 5 cents. No grid or any infrastructure at all in North Carolina, even installed Generac useless. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, so sorry to hear that, Ray. Yeah, you don't understand what I hear in my ear. Woo. All right, crude oil. Wanted to talk a little bit about crude oil. So you guys remember I put on a straddle on crude oil, and straddle takes advantage of both sides of the market. So I don't care if we go up or down, but I do want to move somewhere because if we stay in this area, that straddle that we put on is going to continue declining in value. My suggestion is if we don't get any upside alpha on that spread by Thursday afternoon, maybe Friday, to get out of that spread. That way you still have a week of expiration. Your spread's not going to go to zero. But what I'm expecting, if there's no news from the Middle East in the next 2 days, I'm expecting energy to start really falling down. And if there's real news, I'm expecting it to go up. But one way or the other, as long as we don't stay in this area, we will be okay. Now, right now, we're already down 2%. We need to see continuation. If they have an agreement, a stalling agreement, if they have a truce agreement, if they have a peace agreement, if they continue, we just need something to happen, something one way or the other over the next ideally the next 48 hours. Okay, and again, I am not suggesting, I'm not trying to be insensitive to anybody who's in the Middle East. We're only trying to take advantage of the economy. So this has nothing to do with personal anything. Okay. All right, gold. I still like gold, but remember what I said. There's really no reason to buy gold right now until we break the 2690 level. We're just consolidating right at the 8-day EMA. That's why I said if you're currently long gold, stay long, but don't go initiating any new positions till we break out of this range, because we have a lot of unforeseeability right now. Now, remember I said that the odds are that the SPY is going to stay consolidated. The volatility via the VIX yesterday did not cooperate. Remember, I drew the levels for you here yesterday, and I said to you guys, and I told you guys that if we go back into this level, the odds are we will consolidate. If we break out, we will go lower. Well, we didn't consolidate, and we had negative earnings. We got 3 downgrades yesterday on 3 FANG stocks. I was actually surprised, but we still remained in this range. And now we look like we're in the middle of this range already. With that said, volatility all night long, you could see here at 2 p.m. Yesterday, volatility peaked out. And since 2 p.m., it's been going down. So what you want to see today on volatility is you want to see volatility come all the way down here. Now listen and listen good. Again, I'm going back to this. If you see volatility coming up here to the 23, 24 level, the odds are that the SPY is going to start breaking down below the 565, 60-ish level. If you see volatility continuing moving lower, and I believe we will see volatility moving lower because I don't think large funds want to make big positions or take big positions ahead of the moves on Friday or Thursday. So I believe we're going to start cooling off, and we're going to be in a wait and see mode, especially the closer we get to Thursday and Friday. I don't think the FOMC is going to be a big deal. So I think the bond market is going to start cooling off a little bit, start kind of cooling off near the 100-day moving average, maybe bouncing here a little bit. I think crude oil, unless we hear some news, is going to implode. But again, it has to overcome these 3 key levels here. But once it breaks down, it's going to start coming down. If nothing's going to happen with crude oil in the next 3-4 days, it's going to come down all the way here, and our option will be worth a pretty penny. Supplying generators to Asheville. Donated yesterday. No, many more times more needed. Thanks, Rebecca. I appreciate that. So again, keep your eye on crude oil. And again, if we start having some more drama, we're going to explode. And if not, we're going to implode. In my humble opinion, we're not going to hear anything in the next 3 days, and we're going to implode. And that's good for us because markets drop faster than they go up. And if we can come down to the moving average in the next 2-3 days, right here, and I don't know if we will or not, but if we will, the spread will start increasing. No way Israel does not take out Iranian oil infrastructure. Will get at least a pop in oil, but maybe not lasting moves since Iranian shortfall can easily be made by Saudis. Yeah, I think so too. I just don't think in the next couple of days, right? I think it's going to happen. I just don't think it's going to happen in the next few days. I think if anything, it'll happen over the weekend or towards the end of the week. I think they're strategizing right now. So again, but we have a spread, and it expires not this Friday, but next Friday. And again, I do think we're going to see volatility, but I'm not going to go making any predictions on what to expect. Eagle Beagle says they need a lot of help. Bless anyone who reaches out or pitches in. Yeah, it's very serious, especially with the second one coming in. It's like a 1-2 punch. So again, you're going to keep a very, very close eye today on volatility and whether volatility can come down to the low 20s and into this area right here, which is 2067. And you're going to keep an eye on the SPY to make sure that it's still consolidating. And we'll also keep an eye on crude oil to see if it breaks these levels and if the 10-year holds these levels near the 100-day moving average. And that's what we're talking about right now. Okay. So again, we got to be patient. We got to be patient with the Middle East right now. But I do think a strangle is a very, very smart decision and a savvy decision in light of the turmoil we're seeing right now with the Middle East, where there's just so much unforeseeability and we don't know what's going to happen next. And by the way, if you missed my Win Both Ways trading class, here's a link for you. Here's a link for you. And my VIP room is at noon. And don't forget, customer service live every day from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. every single day. All right. China, lastly. China. Oh, come on, China. All right. So I thought this was going to be it right here. Okay. I was wrong. Mea culpa. I was wrong. What are you going to do? I'm wrong too sometimes. So we went here and we went here, and now we're right back here below this line. So I was wrong for 2 days, but I might have actually been right. We're now below this level, and I think this party's over. Calmaster. That's for people who are in the pit. I don't think we can do that, Claire. Woo, look at that. 424 minutes. We're cooking with gas. That's a pit trade. And I did give you strike prices and expiration dates and the premium and all that good stuff. Um, that's a pit trade. All right. So FXI coming down. No more love from China. Let's put everything together. And then I will go over technicals. Okay. We're up pretty good this morning, as you could see, about almost 100 here. The Dow's a little shaky ground, and I could totally get that based on the geopolitical tension that we're seeing right now. VIX is down, and that's really, really key right now. VIX is down. And as long as VIX keeps going down, we will be moving higher. All right. All right, Ray. Yeah. Yeah. Better safe than sorry. So again, we're going to keep an eye on volatility today. We're waiting for Fed officials. Fed officials are going to be talking today at 12:45 at 4 p.m. We have international trades and goods and services, which is not a big report. I don't think this report will have any impact on the economy at all. Tomorrow we have Bostic and Logan speaking. We have the petroleum status report, which based on the turmoil we're having in the Middle East will have absolutely no impact whatsoever. We have the FOMC minutes tomorrow, which I'm dying to hear what Powell will say, but we pretty much know. And the kid already is writing his red line, and he doesn't care really about about his parents' finances. He's like, yeah, blah 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 blah. I'm writing my red line. I'm making all the kids in the neighborhood jealous. We're as far as the Fed concerned, we're in a deflationary level. They're not going to make asses of themselves and start raising rates now, are they? So they're not going to do that. And then we have the CPI and PPI. These are the big reports. These are the big reports. We don't have employment data this week. So this is why I believe we're going to keep staying consolidated till then. Yesterday, Amazon took a big hit. It was downgraded by Wells Fargo. Typically, these third-party downgrades don't last more than a couple of days. Insurance companies got hit really hard for obvious reasons. Apple dropped 2%. I mean, we really had a really bad day for FANG stocks yesterday. Apple got downgraded, Amazon got downgraded, and Netflix got downgraded, and Google got downgraded. I mean, it wasn't really good for FANG stocks yesterday. But usually, as I said, these downgrades, these third party downgrades, they last usually 2 to 3 days at the most. Pfizer rose more than 2%. They were acquired $1 billion in a drug maker, which looks really good for healthcare. All right, let's see what the Fed has to say. Oh boy, don't hold your breath here. Kashkari stated on Monday he believes the economy remains resilient in the labor market despite showing signs of softening. Really? Really? After last week's report, he has the balls to say softening? Shame on you. It's still strong. Yes, it's much stronger than you expected it to be, with the Fed's rate cuts intended to maintain those conditions. Really? Well, let me show you, buddy. When you lowered rates, you were right here. We are now right here. Everybody's 10-year note is higher right now. We're at 4.3%. Good luck with your don't even get me started with him. Yes, him lowering rates really had a big impact. The balance of risk has shifted away from higher inflation towards maybe higher unemployment. Not according to your employment, not according to your report last week. And that's why I thought dialing back policy was the right move. Musalem said he backed the U.S. Central Bank decision to lower rates by half a basis point, but emphasized that he would prefer any further reductions to be gradual. Well, then why didn't you just lower it a quarter of a basis point, you dummy? I believe it'll be likely be appropriate to further reduce the target range for the Fed rates over time towards a neutral posture. Kugler stated Tuesday that the central bank should maintain its focus on returning inflation to its 2% target with a balancing approach that prevents the undesirable slowdown in employment growth. Kugler said she would support further rate cuts if progress on inflation continues as expected. What progress on inflation? You had, instead of 150,000, you had like 274,000 new jobs. Morons. Don't get me started. They're now pricing in an 88.7% of a 0.25 basis point rate hike. They're going to give another quarter of a basis point. Meanwhile, crisis in the Middle East continues to unsettle investors, with fighting intensifying on Monday on multiple fronts after a year of war. Not according to crude oil. Not according to crude oil. Barrage of rockets. We need a fresh catalyst here. Whatever we're seeing right now is not causing crude oil. And again, I'm not trying to be insensitive. Financial sectors are going to report on Friday, which is another reason why I believe we're going to be rather choppy till then, because I don't think institutional investors are going to want to make a big move. Also, the fact that the bond market broke down hard and heavy and didn't have any impact on the stock market. Notice I keep going back to this consolidation is a very, very strong point. Also, the fact that we couldn't break down yesterday, I'm saying this for the third time now, with every FANG stock except for NVIDIA being downgraded is also a very, very good sign. Okay? Yeah, I agree with you, Ray. Good morning, Ivan. Good to see you here. Good morning, everybody. Good to see everybody here. Let's continue. So yeah, Friday we have important financial data, and that's going to impact the Dow Jones, which I'll talk about in a minute. Europe is down 0.80, tracking overnight drop in Wall Street. China pledged to bolster its economy. Disappointed investors hoping for stimulus. Mining and luxury stocks tumbled on Tuesday. Germany's monthly industrial production increased at the fastest pace this year, driven by recovery. That's very, very good. And auto stocks, very, very good. China closed sharply higher today. Really? Really? Sharply higher, eh? Down 9%. Okay. As trading resumed after a week-long holiday, investor sentiment remaining upbeat. Benchmark index extended a historic rally that began in late September when China introduced its most aggressive monetary stimulus since COVID-19, blah, 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 blah. They are now all the way down here below the 8-day EMA, and the odds are they're going to come right back down here. Good morning, Kirk. Hope you're doing well. Semiconductors and software led gains on Tuesday. That's positive. Japan closed lower today, snapping a 3-day winning streak and tracking overnight losses on Wall Street. Japan retreated as the yen regained some losses, lingering uncertainty about a Bank of Japan's monetary policy. Auto and bank stocks led the decline on Tuesday. Let's keep an eye on that here in the U.S. Pre-market, Microsoft got downgraded again. This is the second time they got downgraded. Notice these downgrades on FANG stocks are happening before earnings. They're getting downgraded before earnings. And remember, last earnings season, FANG stocks did not outperform. Everything else did fairly well, but FANG stocks did not. Do you think in the last 3 months something dramatically changed in the AI world of Microsoft and Intel and Nvidia? No, it didn't. Trust me on this. It didn't. Nothing changed in the last 3 months. And EP and PE ratio right now is very stretched out. That's right, Tony. That's right. That's because of this right here. Look at the 10-year note. Uh, Not no, nothing. None of this is good for financial. None of this is good for financial, Cam. And also, speaking of financial, American Express got downgraded. Not good for financial either. So, but sometimes these stocks can be downgraded, and then the earnings are better than expected, and they'll see a rise. Also, Qualcomm got downgraded, which sucks for chip stocks today. So the fact that Qualcomm got downgraded and Microsoft got downgraded is not really all that great for technology stocks. But again, we're not really expecting a lot from the market today. We're in a consolidation pattern. Now, let's talk about momentum levels. Where are the vulnerabilities? Well, Russell 2000, 47% are trading above the 50-day moving average. 47%. 56% are trading above the 200-day moving average. That's a vulnerability, okay? Russell 3000, only 53% are trading above the 50-day moving average. That's a vulnerability, okay? NASDAQ 100, 53% and 58%. We have a lot of vulnerability in the Russell 2000 and the NASDAQ. A lot of vulnerability, okay? The number of stocks trading above the 200 in major indices is fairly stable. I mean, you still have some craziness with the energy and consumer staples, but most look good. And you have earnings on Pepsi. Buffett has been dumping Bank of America, not all. Yeah, he's been dumping a little of it. But again, JP Morgan usually does pretty good on earnings. We'll see. If we can't get financials to rally, we will not get the market to rally because the Dow will not rally without financials. And without the Dow rallying, you're not going to see a major rally. Now, what about overall market momentum? Look at where we're at right now. 45% last month. We're now back to 54%. And we're at 57%. Folks, all stocks trading above 200-day, about above $2, not a lot of stocks are bullish. Not a lot of stocks are bullish. It means we're still very vulnerable. But it makes my life much easier. It makes it easier for me to pick really good stocks. Because if you have this at 80%, then you're going to have a lot of lagging stocks breaking out. And I'm not going to be able to tell which stocks have real relative strength and which stocks have fake relative strength. That's why I get so happy in the morning when we have a gap down on the SPY, because when we have a gap down on the SPY, all I have to look is on Pro Trader dashboard. I just have to look at the 5 minutes, and I look at the strongest stocks over 5 minutes, and I start marking them down. And then I look at all those stocks on a daily, and if the daily looks good, boom, I have my candidates. Because if those stocks can stay strong while the S&P is going down, guess what will happen when the S&P starts coming back up and filling that gap? They will continue moving higher. And volume has been very, very low. And that's another reason why I believe we are going to stay rather choppy till that time. So let's talk technicals now. As far as stocks breaking out, we have 100. We only have 106 stocks making 90-day highs. Plenty of momentum, but this is not a high number. This is a number that confirms the consolidation. This number, the fact that you're only seeing 106 stocks breaking out, really demonstrates that the markets are not really moving, right? And now, remember, we had this number. This number was really low for a long time. Remember, and I said we need this market to become a two-sided market. And you have a two-sided market now. Now you have a two-sided market, which also, you notice something interesting. Now, Rich, how many times have I come back to this S&P chart today? Almost everything I talk about, I come back and I show you how it relates to this chart. Now, you see what Rich just talked about? That's one of the most important things he's learned. Step out, move out of your zone. Look at the trees, look at the forest. I promise you, when you zoom out and look at the forest, you will start seeing things that you've never thought that were there that you never saw before. Okay. So, ooh, look at that. 450 people. We're cooking with gas. All right. My camera is sharper than the one that I have in the office. I have a $5,000 camera in the office and I can't get the colors to be sharp. Here, $300 camera works perfectly. Go figure. All right. So consolidation. We have a two-sided market. We don't have a lot of breakouts and we don't have a lot of breakdowns, which confirms this low momentum level. Ray says key semiconductor crucible mine closed in North Carolina, no infrastructure in place to reopen, no roads, no grids, nothing. TSM has only 2 weeks supply, SMA headed straight down. You're not saying anything differently than what I've been. Now, Ray, I've been saying that now for several months, right? Yeah, hard to engineer folks to zoom out, but I'm trying. Notice every time I talk about, I keep referring back to the consolidation pattern that we're seeing now, the consolidation pattern that we're seeing. So the momentum levels, the fact that we only have 100 stocks breaking out and 46 breaking down shows that we don't really have a lot of momentum up or down. And the fact that we don't have a lot of momentum up or down, again, confirms the odds that we're going to stay in this channel. Okay. So when I tell you we're going to stay in this channel, what does that mean? That means that if we go to the upper part of this channel and volume is low, and you have a great short stock that's at the VWAP, boom, for another level down to the downside. And if we come down here and volume isn't high, and you find a really strong stock that's not breaking down, and it's at coming to the VWAP and doing this while this is breaking at the low, you buy. You see, now, if I said today would be a trending day, you don't want to do any of that. But if it's a consolidation day, then you can use the highs and the lows to fade the best weak stock and the strongest stock, the weakest stock and the strongest stock. Fade the weakest stock. Watch a replay of the last 5 minutes of this video 5 times after I'm done here today, and things will start ching. Things will start making sense. It's all good, RJ. If you recognize it and if you can write it out, you're halfway there. Hey, I asked folks 6 months ago in my VIP room if any of them had emotional issues when it comes to trading. 90% said no. After I explained what emotional things in trading in, 90% said yes. So as long as you just be honest with yourself, you know. In fairness, what you said was if SMH didn't get above level, it was going to go down steadily. What I'm saying, it's going hard down now. Okay, fair enough. Let's get to the fair enough. So again, the level we want to see on the SPY right now is 575.20, 565.40, right here. And on an intraday basis, hey Ray, at least you come and you listen to what I say. So right here is the I almost at midnight last night I couldn't sleep. I almost send you an image of this right here, and I wanted to say that if we break down right here, right here, 565.80, 575, right here. Okay, let's do the same thing for the QQQ. Let's see how the QQQ is looking. You're welcome, Ralph. You're welcome. So QQQ, remember I said we're still in twilight zone here, and that level, let me just move this down a little here. Yeah, there we go, back to that level. We are kind of in this zone right here, if you will. And I think we're going to remain in this zone for the foreseeable future. I can't wait to get to SMH Ray in a second. 480, 488, 477. Highly recommend you write down. I highly recommend that you guys write this down. Okay. One second here. One second. Okay. So again, the level here we want to pay attention to is, and folks, really keep your eye at these levels today. It's going to be really important. Right here, that level is 480, just say 488. And right here, that level is 477. Okay. 488, 477. SMH. Let's take a look, Ray. Let's see what Ray's talking about here. All right, let's look at the 3 month. I'm not really seeing it, Ray. I'm kind of seeing the same thing that I'm not really seeing it fall apart right now. I'm seeing it kind of, it's up 0.41, and I'm kind of seeing the same thing that I'm seeing on the Nasdaq, kind of in this area. What I was saying was that here's what I don't know what I was saying, what you were saying, what anybody was saying, but here's what I'm saying right now. That we need to go above the 256 level to see a real breakout, and for me to go back in, we need to see 265. On the downside, we're in a pickle here because if we break 239.50, we still above. Richard Feinberg, is Richard here? Remember Richard? I haven't changed this line yet, and we're going to start shorting when we go below the 231 level. So, in my opinion, and Ray, I don't know if you're looking at the market right now in real time, which you may be, and I don't know, maybe right now it's dropping. I don't know. I don't have the market in real time, but about 15 minutes ago, it was still in the range. And my suggestion is, again, this coincides with what I'm seeing in the SPY with that consolidation. That consolidation. And again, if you're seeing something in a 5 minute chart that I'm not seeing right now, I apologize. Oh, just wait. Okay, I'm waiting, but Ray, if you think I'm disagreeing with one thing that you're saying, you're not. I'm totally agreeing with you. My wife makes fun of my little black book where I write things down. Hey, I have a black book too. And every quarter I change it and I put them over there. I'm going to make copies of them and start sending them to you guys. Yeah, it's in range. So my feeling, Ray, is that we're going to stay in range till Thursday or Friday, and then possibly break out one way or the other. But keep in mind, even if we break down right here, we still have to break down to this level. So we are right now. If there was ever such thing as the twilight zone, we are in the twilight zone right now with SMH and with QQQ. And Ray, I'm not disagreeing with a word that you're saying, by the way. See, choppiness. My point is, I don't think we're going to break down. And here's that trend line, that vertical trend line that you could see right here from a distance. See, we need all of this to be here for us to be bearish, or for us to break above this level to be bullish. That's all I'm trying to say. And by the way, it's the same thing I've been saying every single day for God knows how long. Wow. That makes sense, RJ. That makes sense. Dow, look at the Dow. Same type of choppiness. Same type of choppiness. Not really much, not much in the way here. So the levels for the Dow are 423 and 419. The levels for SMH, and I'll just give them to you broadly because I don't think I gave them to you before, are 251.50 and 239.57. You may be 100% right, Ray. You may be 100% right. By the way, speaking of Tesla, see, I want to show you guys something. I make mistakes all the time. I do. I do make mistakes all the time. Look. See, look, I thought this channel was going to stay, broke out. I was wrong, and boom, we're now back in this channel. I was really, really adamant about us not breaking this channel, and I was dead wrong. I was totally wrong. But we went right back into this channel. And there's really nothing going on with Tesla right now, except that I think this channel is going to remain valid for the foreseeable future. Okay. Now, so I gave you levels. Oh, IWM. I didn't give you levels for IWM. I'd love to tell you that I'm expecting a huge market move today, but I'm not. Again, more consolidation and intraday right here, 250, 216, 217, 219, 220. These levels right here. Okay. 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 And now, sectors. Now, this is a little difficult for me today, and I'll tell you why. And this is another reason why the S&P is doing this. Again, I keep going to the daily chart of the SPY, and everything keeps going back to this consolidation that we're seeing right now. But if you look at the sectors, you will see, you look at the sectors, one second here. You will see that we're really, it's like a shake and bake. Gaston, your timing is perfect. Bitcoin right now, crypto right now is number 3. So if you look at this, this is the last 5 trading sessions. I want to show you guys something. And this is another reason why the market is choppy. What do I always tell you? Markets get choppy when they get fragmented. What is a fragmented market? A fragmented market is a market without directional bias. What happens to different sectors when markets do this? They overlap each other. They start moving randomly. What does that mean? Well, energy and semiconductors, really? Industrial and semiconductors, Bitcoin and financials, mid caps and financials, mid caps and communication services, consumer discretionary right next to consumer staples. On what planet does that happen? The Russell 2000 right next to utilities? Oh, yeah, baby. Definitely, definitely. So you could see very clearly right now, very, very clearly, that if we are to try to make heads or tails out of this, we're going to make asses out of ourselves because the SPY is consolidating. There's no directional bias. And that confirms even further that sectors don't have that strength to move forward. Let me give you a practical example, okay? Ray says, love this fragmented thing. Thanks for no problem. So look. Let's say we're bullish, hypothetically speaking. Hypothetically speaking, let's say we're bullish on technology. Just QQQ, right? Well, technology has software, hardware, chips, and then other stuff, right? Okay. Well, how are you going to get a strong rally when semiconductors are up here and consumer and Amazon is down here and I don't know, Twilio is in the middle? How are you going to get a strong trend where if you have 30, let's just say you have 30 stocks, 10 are chip stocks, 10 are software stocks, and 10 are hardware stocks. Semiconductors are moving higher, chips, software is moving lower, hardware is moving. It's going to be like it's going to be like a ETF. It's going to be choppy. And again, that confirms. See you later, Ray. Have a great day. I hope your health problems are behind you or going to get behind you. That, again, confirms the choppiness and the consolidation. Hey, man, I got to drive to work in the next 5 minutes. So again, my point is this. A lot of the things that I'm showing you, a lot of the things that I'm talking about here and here on the 10-year and here on crude oil and on gold and volatility, they're all pointing to the same thing. They're all pointing to the same thing, a fragmented market which doesn't have a lot of directional bias. Does that make sense right now? Yeah, we have major reports coming out Thursday and Friday. So again, folks, I usually don't do this. I usually just start at the front and I come back to this, but I wanted to what I should have had was this S&P on the entire time. I should have just split my screen. But my point is, look at the big picture, because if you're only looking at this, if you're looking at this right here, it looks very different than this. And this is what's driving the market, not this. Okay? This is mostly randomness. This is mostly noise. This is real market action. So again, my point is always confirm that the little pieces that you're seeing are confirming this. Jack says some catalyst is about to come and it will be big. Get prepared. Well, we have CPI, PPI, we have this weather. Weathers don't usually cause a major because it's localized. But again, and also, I don't mean to belabor this, but if you look at, and I'll do this today in the VIP room, I'm going to take apart I'm going to do a technical analysis of every FANG stock and every one of these sectors. So don't miss out. That's happening at noon today. Also, don't miss Customer Service Live, Can Am Gustavo show from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. But my point is, look at all the sectors. Energy can't get above this level. Semiconductors are in the middle of this whole consolidation, which confirms consolidation. Bitcoin, consolidation. Industrial's looking good, but it looks just like the Dow, right? Choppy, choppy. Dow Jones looks good, but it looks just like industrial. Communication services looks choppy. See, everything is looking choppy, 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 bearish, bearish, choppy, bearish, choppy, choppy, slightly consumer staples, bearish. Real estate, bearish. Retail, neutral. You see that? There's really nothing moving the needle. Okay, now I'm going to give you my stocks. Okay. I'll do the shorts first. Okay. Exactly, Tony. That's what we're hoping for. So COR, one of my shorts. Okay. Ross Store. We had Ross Store on our list a long time ago, almost every single day, and then it popped off, and now it's back below the 200-day moving average. That's a bearish signal. Merck. Now, I'm going to give you a couple of healthcare companies. Please don't go picking 20 of them, okay? Just pick one. Like GH and Merck, they're all healthcare, okay? Just one healthcare. One. One to a customer, okay? This is an interesting stock. ZBH, PRGO, dogs, dogs, dogs. BIIB. This stock has been on our list for God only knows how long. Um, BLBD. First time this stock is on our list. And I mean that. It's the first time this stock is on our list. We also have major seasonality upcoming, likely this month, early November, usually. Um, it's funny, RJ. September is supposed to be the worst month, and we had a really good run up. And October is supposed to be a really good month. And so far, all we've had is consolidation. You don't do anything on this stock. We wait for it to break the 200-day moving average. BRZE. The next two are interesting. BRZE. Adobe's on our list. Who would have thought, right? Adobe's on our list. And Foot Locker's on our list. And if China starts cooling off right now, no, I'm not running late. I will be running late, but I'm always running late. It's okay. I need to do this. This is important. Now let's talk about the long stuff, okay? I just need another 2 minutes. Remember, I don't screen for correlation and I don't screen for earnings. That is on your own. MSTR. I call this Monster because of the ticker symbol. So just, I apologize ahead of time, but I call this stock Monster. It's not Monster, it's MicroStrategy. PayPal. I really like PayPal already for the last 2 days. Love how the chart's looking right now on PayPal. VRT is looking good. I'll take a look at Nike in a minute, Cam. Good question. They usually run together. Let's just take a look at Nike real quick. But VRT is long. Let's look at Nike. Yes, sir. Oh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. And here's a profit target for you about 76.68. Yes, I do like it short. Thank you for that, Cam. See why Cam hangs out with us? He finds us good trades. Thank you for that one, Cam. Great, great stock. Right below the 50-day moving average, too. But remember, folks, remember, Remember something. I'm getting excited about, as I'm getting excited about Nike, what am I reminding myself? The SPY is consolidating. And Nike is near the 50-day moving average. And if I don't have a lot of volume today, is Nike going to break down, or is it going to go to the 50-day moving average? Just something to think about. I don't know, but these are the thoughts that go through my head. Okay, Power, Quanta's back, EXP, Expedia. In theory, with lower rates, this stock should move higher. Caterpillar, right at the 8-day EMA. Let me tell Matt, he loves these 8-day EMA plays. 1 second. Loves those 8-day EMAs. Caterpillar. If I had to say what Matt's favorite trade is a strong stock that's pulling back to the 8-day EMA. MTZ, beautiful stock. Look at that. MTZ. SFM, not the first time we're talking about it. Yes, Dave, highly correlated. Nike and Foot Locker, highly correlated. Look at the chart of this stock. I mean, come on. Now, how many times have I told you to buy this stock since we've been on this show? Every 3 days, every 2 days, every 5 days? I keep my sheets. We can look. And two more. LB, Lambridge Company. First time I'm showing this stock up on my list in a while. And last but not least, RMP, Midstream Partners. Why is the chart not available? Huh. Weird. Huh. I don't know why I can't get the stock to move up. But anyway, that is my list for today. All right, folks, Customer Service Live, Cam and Gustavo show from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. every single day, Monday through Friday. Please, please, please go there. Don't contact me with indicator questions. I am useless. If I need help with indicators, I'll go to the Cam and Gustavo show. SFM is both RJ. Gulshan, just because I don't have a stock on my list this morning doesn't mean I'm still not bullish on it. My opinion on T-Mobile has not changed. I try to give you different stocks in the morning and in the afternoon. So not to be repetitive, Gulshan, does that make sense? Okay. Just because I don't give you a stock doesn't mean I don't like it anymore. And Gulshan, you can always email me. Here's my email address, like you do, and I always respond to you. There it is. Let me know. Guys, have a fantastic day. Any questions, reach out to me, roger@rogerscott.com. We have to be a little extra patient right now because the market is consolidating. All right? We have to be a little patient, and keep your eye on this level. Keep your eye on this right here. Let me just show you. Here. This is a 60-minute chart of the spider, 1 month. If we break down 565.72, it's going to hurt. If we break out of 575.44, it's going to be a lot of fun. Bye, guys. Have a great day today. Love you all. Thank you for being here. Bye. I talked about metals, Thomas. I did. Bye, guys. I'm gonna schedule the workshop. No. I'm gonna have the workshop. I think I'm gonna have it late this week or beginning of next week. I will have it. Bye, everybody. Have a great day.